Hi guys, so today we're going to do another one of the noun, verb, adjective reviews that we were doing before, like we did on the board that one day. So we're going to do it again. I understand that when I walk away, it's harder to hear, so I'm going to try and make sure that I'm facing the Chromebook at all times as much as possible whenever I'm talking. If you can't hear me, please make sure you're trying to turn it up. Anything you can do. I got a microphone, but I don't have anybody here to help me get it all set up today. So please just work with me the best you can. If you absolutely can't hear it, please let me know. Um, Also, it's another one of those big long lessons where we're doing it together because I really think it's important that we do this together because it's harder. So it's hard for me to do that on the Chromebook and do it the way they want us to in the book. So, in order to get you ready for the test, I want to make sure that we're doing part of it together. So, we're only going to do the first 5 problems on page 5.5. So, if you need to pause me, go ahead and pause me and get 5.5 out, and then you can start the video again. Okay, so this is the first video, so you're watching the right one if this is the first video you've watched. So, let's talk about nouns first. So nouns are either a person, a place, or a thing. It can be an idea, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Just a person, place, or thing. Okay, a proper noun is like a specific kind of noun. So my name is Miss Morrison. So Miss Morrison would be a proper noun. If I wrote it in a sentence, it would be capitalized because it's a name. It's a proper noun. Kind of like if I was talking about a store, if I was talking about Target. Target would be capitalized because it's a specific name. It's a noun because it's a specific name. If I just said the store, that wouldn't be capitalized because it's not specific. It's just the store, right? Okay, and your name would be capitalized in a sentence. That's a proper noun. All right, so nouns, person, place, or thing, proper nouns, a name of something or a specific noun. Verbs, a verb. A verb is an action. I can do it. So verbs are action words. You can do them. So always be checking in your sentences. If you make a squiggly line or you decide, oh, that's the verb in the sentence, see, can I do that? If you can do that, then it's the verb. If you cannot do it, it's probably not the verb. Okay, and then an adjective is describing the noun. So it's telling you something about it. So usually it might be something like small, little, big. Those are all describing something. They can all describe a noun. And then we have our tricky article adjectives, which are a, and the. So a, and the are all the tricky article adjectives. So if you see those words in a sentence, those tricky article adjectives, know that they are going to be adjectives too. Okay, so we're going to start on number 1. So I like to go through and I like to do it in the same order every time so I know that I am picking out the right words in the sentence. So I go through and I find all of the nouns in the word and I circle it. So everybody in number 1 only, go ahead and circle all of the nouns in that sentence. Remember, our nouns are person, place, or thing. Okay, so pause me if you need to and do that. And then when you're done, you can unpause me. Okay, so the nouns in the first sentence are pottery and factory. The pottery was from a small factory. So pottery is a thing, factory is a place. Man. Okay, now I like to go through and find the verbs in my sentence. So everybody go ahead, pause me, and find the verb. Okay, this one is tricky. Our verb is kind of harder to do, or is kind of harder to tell because it is an action word. It's just harder because we can't always, we can do it, but we can't really. So the verb is actually was because the pottery was from a small factory. Kind of like if I said he was here, he can't hear and he can't he. So was is the verb because he was here. I know it's hard to remember, but usually was is a verb when it's in a sentence. Okay, so we're going to squiggly line was. Okay, now our adjectives. So we're going to, there's 3 of them. So go ahead and pause me and try and find our adjectives. Adjectives describe the noun. There's also our 3 tricky article adjectives that we don't want to forget. Okay, so you should have found the, or make a box around our adjectives. So the is an adjective and it's describing pottery. And then a and small are both describing factory. Okay, so now they also want us to find the subject, or they want us to split up the subject and the predicate. So the subject is who or what the sentence is about, and the predicate contains a verb, and it usually tells what the subject is doing, or usually tells about the subject, so what the subject is doing if it contains a verb, because verbs are action words. So the pottery was from a small factory. So our sentence, we'd split up the subject and predicate by splitting it after pottery and between and before was. Usually you're going to split up your sentence before the verb. It's almost always before the verb, hint, hint. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this video and start a new one. That way it doesn't delete my video.